Hi, my name's Neil Smith and I'm going to show you a presentation on the Halo water bottle. What's the problem? At the moment we're not coping with the mass movement of people. Displaced people, they need shelter, water, food and security. So here's a proposal that will target all of these, and it's simple. At the moment, temporary shelters are not working. People are given tents. It's cold, wet, uncomfortable. Organised camps are better, but it takes months for these to be produced. Immediate needs of people are as follows. The essentials of life. In 3 days without shelter you can die. In 3 days without water you can die. And 3 days without food you can die. So why not make use of the water bottles after you've drunk the water to provide shelter? People have thought of this already, and some designers have come up with clever solutions. This one here, sorry it's a bit thin, but this one here uses the bottles by attaching them to the pallet that it comes in, but it only provides a roof. Otherwise, people have made walls using water bottles, which is fine, but it's very slow and it needs a frame. Houses have been made from water bottles, but again, it's slow and it needs a certain amount of skill. More plastic homes. So where I came from was to challenge my assumptions. In a similar way that the Romans did, for hundreds of years, their amphora containing wine and oil were delivered from one end of the Mediterranean to the other, the east, west to the east. When they got to the other end, they just threw the bottles over the side after they'd taken out the wine and the oil. And these are still at the bottom of the sea. Until some bright spark thought, why not glaze them inside and then we can reuse them? Suddenly, they had no reason to throw the bottles over the side and they could send them back empty. The assumption here is wire bottles shaped like a bottle. Liquid can be any shape, and plastic can also be any shape. So let's challenge that. This is the Halo water bottle. It has a screw top, exactly the same as a normal water bottle, and also a blank one on the other side. These fit into recesses underneath the bottle. This means that they can stack using their own weight. They contain approximately 2 litres, 1 day's drinking water. Its shape means it uses plastic very efficiently and has no base to strengthen. When they're moved, they can be stored in this manner, which is very efficient, as in a honeycomb, and the spaces can be used to transport other materials, essential materials. The water bottles are wrapped in a hammock, and inside the water bottles are stored roof poles, dried food, medicines, toys. Also, no plastic is used to shrink wrap the bottles, which at the moment is a problem for aid agencies. So the crates can be rapidly deployed from aircraft and dropped using parachutes. They can then be collected and carried far more easily. Try and carry more than 2 water bottles, conventional ones. And once they have been used, then they will stack as in bricks. And as the conventional bottles, they can also be filled with compacted sand, and the gaps between filled or left open. Suggested construction, well, there are many, but this one is traditional circular design. It can start low if the number of bottles are restricted. Because of the circular shape, they're not subject to changes in wind direction. The floor can be dug out to increased height. and provide sand or earth for the gaps. Waterproof roof is supported in the middle, and the waterproof roof comes with the bottles in the crates, and the height and comfort can increase in time. The advantage of these bottles over tents is that they allow ventilation. In hurricane zones, they provide stability. The bottles will let light through and also give a view out for security. In hot climates, a water bottle filled with soil or sand provides good thermal mass. This gives coolness in the day and warmth at night. Tents have no thermal mass. They can be used in other ways. Here are some suggestions. They can make cushions for a seat. Shelves and tables can be even made into a mattress. Other uses: flotation, one on each arm, tied together, will keep a person afloat. You can also construct rafts, very simply, threading logs through the center of the water bottles and tying the logs together. Other uses, long-term uses: you can make gardens, as has been already done with the conventional bottles, as on the left. And in deserts, they can be buried and plants put in with their roots through the center of the water bottle. The water bottle has holes in and is filled through a pipe from the surface level. This means that there's very little water loss through evaporation and is highly efficient. Other uses: children, for games. And that's it. So let's do it better. We need temporary emergency shelters. These bottles also provide water, food, shelter, and to some extent security, while reducing the plastic waste now spoiling land and sea. Please support Halo water bottles. Managing resources intelligently has never been so easy as now. Hola to Halo water bottles. No patent applied for. Have you got your Halo?